So, would you say, so you're a big trainer. Do you do more training or more clients, or is it a pretty nice balance?
It used to be a very good balance between the two. Now I think I do more training. I do a lot of trainings now.
A lot of trainings?
Yeah, and I prefer trainings now. I prefer trainings to procedures. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I think it's like that with any job that you do or any profession. I think once you do it for a while, I don't know if it's like that with any job, but it is certainly with me. Because when I used to do nails, after 10 years or 8 years, I knew that it was starting to build up, that I don't like it, I don't love it anymore. So it's gonna be time to close it down, because once you don't love a job,
Right.
I don't understand people that are in a job that they don't love.
Right.
I don't understand them. I think that nobody should be in a job that they don't love. I do know that obviously some people are pressured because obviously they have no other choice. So they have to take a job that they don't love. But I'm lucky enough that I could always choose what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, my main point is that I don't love it. I don't love doing procedures anymore. I like it still, but the love is gone.
But your love is the training, yeah. And I think my love's kind of balanced. If I do too many procedures, if my book gets too full with procedures, I get burnt out. But if I do too many trainings, I get burnt out. Like Mary trains a lot. I could not train as much as Mary trains. I would be exhausted and burnt out. I would just want to like kill myself. It's too much. So I have this real balance. Like I do some clients, I schedule my training, so I have lots of rest in between the trainings. Yeah, because trainings, don't you find, like, they take a lot of energy. They're exhausting.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
Absolutely exhausting.
They're so exhausting.
Yeah, 100% exhausting. It just takes your whole brain out, physically and mentally. While you're just like.
The next day after a training, do you just like crash and burn? Don't call me, don't talk to me, I just need the whole next day after a training, like quiet. Yeah. Right.
Especially when you do a big class. Like, I do big classes. It depends on what big classes. I do, say, a lot of classes. When I do it abroad, I do 10 people. And on the second day, when this model day, oh my God, by the end, I don't know if I should have a baby or I should just go to the hospital straight and just admit myself or something, because definitely my body is in need of something urgent. But anyway, definitely.
Yeah. But you're a good trainer. You're a strict trainer.
I love training.
Yeah,
I do love.
Yeah.
You think I'm strict?
Well,
Why do you think I'm strict?
Well, Amber and Mashawn took your training with you, and they came home, and I was so excited. And they were like, she is so good. She's such a good trainer and organizer. She goes, she's strict. And I said, well, she's European. So yeah. But it was good. It wasn't not in a bad way, but that you're just, and some people are strict in a classroom. I've taken trainings where the trainer's just kind of loose and they're not really correcting you. And, I don't know if that's really a great training or what I'm paying for. And then there's other trainers. I think I'm a strict trainer. Like in my classroom, when you're on a model, I'm right there with my loops on and I'm watching and I'm correcting. And sometimes that gets a little overwhelming for the student. It can be stressful.
That's what they're paying for. I think that's what I would want that. I would want to be corrected, because I tell you what, now after so many years of training as well, I got to the stage where obviously I'm not burnt out yet, but I don't think I will be training for a very long time, because I do think that when the day comes that I don't love it anymore, I'm gonna stop.
Right.
So, and that is not very far. And anyway, so you see, it's so much easier when you're a trainer to just, as you said, just to let it go, just to let them do whatever and not actually correct it. That is so much easier.
It's so much easier. Exactly.
Much easier.
Yeah.
That's the easy way out.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And it's like when you, and sometimes in your classes, Monica, you have students that, they're struggling in the class and they're not performing the tasks at a safe level where they should leave your class and go home and actually start taking clients. maybe they should leave your class, go home, and they need more one-on-one. They need more training. And I've always been really honest with students. If they're in my classroom and I see that they're struggling, like on an eyeliner, they don't have control of their needle, and I'm not comfortable. I don't think they're ready to leave my class, go home, and book eyeliner clients and work by themselves. I have the courage to tell that student in a beautiful, loving way, not demeaning, not to embarrass them, and most times private, so I don't embarrass them, that they're not ready to go take clients and that they need to go home. And I'll even help them find someone in their area where they can go do additional one-on-one private training and get themselves to a level where they are ready to actually work on clients. Are you the same way? Do you have those discussions
Absolutely.
with students that require those type of discussions?
Absolutely. I'm sure you have heard about our I had a class with Mary once in, I believe it was in California, or I'm actually not sure where it was, but anyway, and we did have a student that was not supposed, she wasn't supposed to be in a class, in the master class at all. She had no experience at all. She had no experience with machine at all. She had no experience in anything whatsoever. And yeah, like that, that's what we did. We called her over and we explained it to her. So but yeah, absolutely, it's very hard to do that, and again, I think that you and I, with that, taking the harder road, because we could just leave it.
Right.
Let her do whatever she does, give her the certificate, and that is just, again, the easy road. I think it's just you and I will always take the harder road and always look out for the students, or for the people out there that whatever way would be best for them.
Yeah.
And that is.
I agree, Monica, and it is hard. It's uncomfortable for me to have those conversations with students. I'm sure it's uncomfortable for you.
Of course.
Because that it must be disappointing for them to hear it. They're probably embarrassed that we have to have that conversation, but it is for their own good. And I do care about the young artist. I care about the young artist and keeping them safe and keeping clients safe, and you always want to do what's best for others, even though that might be, harder for you, you as the trainer. But but that's all a part of training. And I'm with you. I keep telling Amber and Michonne, I don't know how many more training years I have left in me. We're getting a little bit, older, and I mean, not too old though. We're still fucking badasses, Monica. And we got a long ways to go. But don't you kind of see like your role shifting a little bit? Maybe at some point getting out of the in-classroom hardcore training and, maybe shifting the way I roll in PMU, I always said, like, I don't want to jump the shark. I don't want to retire or stop training or stop doing procedures where I'm declining. Like what you said, where I've already lost the love and the passion. Right. I want to bow out of the training and the procedures while I'm still on top. I still love it. It's right. So it wasn't like you were forced out because you now don't like it, and you made a conscious decision to step out of that role, and while you still love it, and now you're going to go do this, and this, something different, still in permanent makeup. I'll probably die in permanent makeup.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
But but I think there's lots of different roles and positions people like you and I can play and fill in the PMU industry once we leave the classroom, right? Yeah. Like coaching, I'm super interested in coaching. And, I've always been a mentor on the Facebook messages, but, what about, taking that to the next level and really being kind of like a coach, both in procedure and business and, things like, I think about, my next roles and how I'll fit in, in PMU and in the years to come. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. But you always have great ideas. You always have great ideas, Darren.
Yeah, another reason for my mental health issues. It's like the
Yeah.
manic thinking, right? Yeah, they never
No,
stop.
not at all, not at all. But no, but yeah, I do believe that everybody has, and everything has its time, you know, and a time. I don't think that we can do everything forever. With the love and passion that, you know, you just can't do it. I just don't think you can. I think that it is a period of time that you can do it with love and passion, and then when that love and passion goes, I think it's just, yeah, definitely it's time to do something else, you know.
Yeah.
But there's so many new trainers out there now as well, which is great, you know, because I did think that, say, even 5 years ago, permanent makeup was a very different place to today, you know, and now there's so many trainers out there, which I do think it's good, and there's so many more products, there's so many, it's just our industry have evolved so much in the last 5 years. I think I think we're in a great place.
Yeah.
Because it's just much better.
I was going to ask you if you like where the PMU industry is today. Do you like where we've evolved to and where we are as an industry today?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I do. I love it. I think it's much better now, as I said, than what it was, say, even 10. When I got in 10 years ago, Taryn, there was no social media. Obviously, there was no social media altogether. But there was nothing about, you know, helping other people. There was no groups. There was no, there was no pictures. There was no, you know, videos. There was no reels, TikToks, where you can learn so much now.
Yeah.
I mean, if an artist wants to learn and hungry to learn, but they say have no money, all they have to do is go on Instagram and TikTok and whatever, YouTube or whatever, and just watch other people. Now, obviously that can be dangerous too, but I just think that if somebody wants to, they can learn so much more now online as well, with online webinars, and just everything is just so much more affordable,
accessible.
So much more accessible. Exactly. So
and training's better.
It's much better.
Yeah, and I think
much better.
Yeah, the quality of training overall. Of course, there's always going to be bad training. I don't think that will ever leave our industry or other industries. But the quality of training overall, I think, has gotten better. You know, and I came in the industry. It'll be 22 years this September. So imagine 22 years ago what it was like. You know, it was oh my Lord, it was like the average age of the woman entering permanent makeup was like in their late 40s. And it was an older generation, and of course there wasn't even websites, the wide world web. Am I saying that correct, Willow? I mean, it was just getting up and running. I mean, I remember the computers were that fat, and there were no websites in permanent makeup when I started. It's funny to look back on it. But even 10 years ago, Monica, the products, the machines, the needles that were being peddled and pushed to the PMU industry were, you know, expensive, and a lot of it was just, it used to really piss me off what was being marketed to the PMU industry. So I'm like you. I love where the PMU industry is today. We have evolved. We've come so far. We're using tattoo machines, tattoo needles. We can say the word tattoo without getting bashed, and it's exciting and fascinating and thrilling, and lots of young artists, and the industry is now diverse. We've got, you know, black artists now, kick-ass, super talented black artists in our community. I mean, for 15 years of my career, there were no black artists.
Really?
No, hardly any here in America. You know, I've had this conversation with Jenny Lynn and Darlene and Mattia, or Black Women at LI. We've had this conversation. So to see black women, black artists enter our industry, and to see what they've accomplished in such a short period of time has been, you know, really a beautiful thing. So overall, I'm like you, Monica. I think the industry is just, it's an exciting place to be right now. And I can't wait to see, you know, what happened, you know, where we are 5 years from now. It's exciting.
But what do you think that missing? What do you think that is missing out of permanent makeup now, or the industry?
I think more camaraderie, and I think more, I think more, there is a lot of help and a lot of support. You know, there is that. But, you know, we just lost, America just lost Madeleine Albright. I don't know if you know who she is, but a powerful political figure. She served some presidents in our industry. She was a brilliant woman, and she was famous for a saying. And the saying was, there is a special place in hell for women who do not help other women.
Yes,
And,
I actually saw that. Yes.
And I still see sometimes negativity between women and bullying, and overall, you know, you see more kindness, more getting along, more support, but you do still see a lot of jealousy, bullying, bad behavior, women treating women, and that just bothers me. So if there's one area I would like to see us get better in, it would be even less of that. I would like to get to a place where no one's jealous of anybody else's success. We all support each other. We're happy for each other's accomplishments. And if we would all just realize, no matter how successful you get, Monica, Mary Richardson gets, Will Anthony gets, Jen Boyd gets, no matter how successful any artist gets, they cannot take away from me or stifle my success. They are no threat to me. And that's what I would like to see more of. Yeah, I think that would make the PMU industry even better. That's my thing.
I know, that's so good. Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. I don't know if that's possible though, you know.
I know, because we're human, right? I mean, jealousy is a real human emotion that exists in some people. It's worse in others. Jealousy can bring out the worst in others. A lot of people feel threatened by other people's success, or they just get bitter watching other people be successful, you know? So, and I don't really understand that. I've never been able to wrap my brain around that,
No,
so it's hard for me to understand. Yeah. But there's always hope, right? I just stay hopeful that, you know, but I've seen some beautiful things. I've seen, you know, some beautiful things where women are definitely supporting women, and beautiful friendships, you know, made in PMU. But yeah, if I could stomp that out, man, I would.